Hey, what's up guys? Diego here. Today I have this S550 4matic 2007 through 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. And we need to do a air suspension strut, 4matic strut. I'm sorry, airmatic. 4matic is all-wheel drive. So very straightforward, which is why I thought I would do a video, because some people just want to know torque specs, some people want to know special tools, some people are worried about these type of lug nuts. They're actually just 17s, just fancy 17s. Make sure they go all the way in, and they might just get a little bit stuck in there, but they'll be okay. If you can, if you're working on this, you should have one of these in your trunk. Should have one of these in your trunk. It's kind of a liner, and it'll prevent the wheel from falling off. When you take them off, when you take the studs off, bolts, not studs. Yeah, so if your car falls over at night, you wake up to a saggy car, this is most likely your problem. If it's all wheels, then maybe there's something wrong with the compressor. If it's two of the fronts, or two of the back, or just a pair in general, it might be the valve block that actually redirects air everywhere. But if not, it's a pretty safe bet to say it's the suspension, or just the one side. So as far as I can see, I've done these before, just not the 4matic. The only special tool we're going to need is this ball joint remover. This helps us get this without having to bang it out, and everything else seems like regular nuts and bolts. Let's see if we can move this just a little bit. Wow, okay. All right, so what do we got here? It looks like that's 17 maybe. You want to take it back, 16. Yep, 16. This just comes right off. Nice thing is that if nobody's ever touched this car before you, everything should be relatively easy to take out. Mercedes likes to use like special aluminum bolts on certain parts, and those are very hard to get stuck. And whatever is not is a torque to the appropriate spec, so it's not wrenched down with ooga-oogas until the bolt's about to snap. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Mercedes self-locking nut, if I'm not mistaken. The inside's kind of just dig in a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's one-time use only, but what we're gonna do is actually use some Loctite, because I'm not buying a $6 nut. And then we have our ball joint remover. It should just fit in. The only problem I see is that it's on backwards, but nothing else. You should be careful with this. You should wear safety goggles, as I am not. Grab those real quick, because when those nuts come out, they can come out with a lot of force. Those bolts come out, they can come out with a lot of force, and if anything, protect your eyes. Can't even see. It's a very scary thing to do. Let's see if we can just... Yeah, I really hate this part. Just because I've seen them fly out with a lot of force before. Just put this on right here. Just this. Put the caution. Sure, not be flying on my face. I don't think so, but... every little movement. It's just scary. Come on, man. Do me a solid and come out. You can see what's going on here. Just pushing up on that and just holding on to this. Well, let's see. I really want to. I mean, it's hard to metal. I don't think anything's going to happen to it. But, let's see. Yes. And just turn this way. So it's a license plate. Oh, you probably saw something. Wide angle. Oh, ho, ho. Wow. So there's that. This is fine. It's very interesting. I knew there was a lot of force already. Let's see what's like out here. Can't go there. That's trouble. Got heat. So you can see everything kind of moves a little bit. So next step, can you guys see? Hate to record this whole thing and not be able to see. Yeah, it kind of just adjusts. So these just pop out. And this is just a pin. Sorry, I don't know the proper names. Pin, clip would be a better name, I guess. So, if my eyes aren't failing me. Yep. Pretty sure, yeah, we'll switch that over once we get out. You see there's a bunch of debris right there, and then everything down here might just be a no, it's 18. No. Let's go right to 21. Yep, 21. Of course, you don't need one of these, but it makes it a whole lot easier. Extensions, it's right here, make sure I can see you. There's that. This actually is kind of the same thing as the ball joint, but a lot softer. So you don't need to do that. And then there is the special clip right here. Here and right there. Okay, so for this one, let me show you up close. So right here, there's a little clip. Push up, and it comes out. Sorry, the delay is bad with the phone in this. So put a shape back into it. And then they should just come out. Just wiggle them a little. Or even better yet, use the clip to get them out. And they're kind of together. If I'm not mistaken, one's the wheel speed sensor and the other is the brake pad sensor. So once you got that, once brake pad sensor goes somewhere else, and then the wheel speed sensor with this. Oh, nice. Got some here. With this disconnected, now you have the bottom disconnected. All you need to do is take out the 3 nuts up top, which I think they are 13s. Yes, they are 13s, but I did forget one thing. Grab your 10, and here's gonna be the M.A.S line in, which is not giving me a good time. Just stripping. It's not 9 by any chance. No, definitely not. Okay, when that happens, you grab some vice grips. So last thing we want is to have to replace a line as well. There you go. Okay. Some air will come out. Don't worry about that. Shouldn't be too much pressure. Right, now that we have that disconnected, take out the final piece of tussle. That's holding it. Well, it really looks like Angle's holding it best. Pull it out. Now there's your problem. And then this little piece gets transferred over this way. Grab some wire cutters, Cut that zip tie out. Ta-da, comes right out. Now, I think the person who I got this from buys the core out for 50 bucks. So, do not discard it. There's usually people that want to buy it. And this one. And it went like this. So this had to go in like this. And then put a zip tie through it. Let me grab that zip tie. It's a little too tight, so I'll use this one. I don't think I need to tell you how to put a zip tie through, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Make sure it's flat all around. Make sure it's all the way tucked in. Make sure you're facing the right way. Before giving it the final tie down, it goes like this. There's really only one way, so make sure it's facing up at least. You grab the cutters one more time. There we have it. So the people that supply this do not give you self-locking nuts. So what we're gonna do is apply blue Loctite. Although there's a little groove right there, so it doesn't go anywhere. We want to make sure, because we're running a business here. Well, maybe you're not. Or maybe you will soon, who knows. So there's this new valve as well. So you're gonna have to remove the old one. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Grab the 10. Just had to make sure it's soft. Okay, and snake it up there. Okay, it's kind of held on right here. Not really. This will be quick. Oh, puppies. Oh, okay. Let's go back up. Here we are. All right. Move this around just to make sure we're not going to intercept it with anything. Put the nut in. This is a self-locking nut, so I'm not going to put anything to it. make sure we're okay with cables. Oh, I hate bumping the camera. I don't know if you're facing right now. I'm facing this way. You can still see. Okay, damn it again. Okay, it goes right here. Right. It's right there. Let's see. Here. And here. So if you're going to work, you're not making sure everything's perfect. You're wiping it. Okay? What's the point of even trying? Okay, what you're going to do is crash. Don't get trash. I'm a little worried about this cable. I think I routed it incorrectly. Should I go under? Here it goes. It takes 2 minutes. 2 freaking minutes. And those 2 minutes are going to be the difference between that wire breaking and that wire lasting the life of the strut. So when you can, fix your mistakes. Even if it's a little unseemingly important one. There. Okay, so what it looks like is, man, I need to get better at knowing where this camera is. What it looks like is this wire never mind, these move. Okay, so these move. And we can put this one right here. Without touching anything. And this one too. There we go. Where did I put the clip? Right here. Okay. So that's there. Tap it down. Excellent. We make sure that this has plenty of slack not to hit anything. Right? And put these two right here. There and there. And we're almost done. Okay, so let's see, can you see still straight? Somewhat. Okay. Now what we got are the torque specs. This bottom nut to control arm is the one that bothers me because I saw 2 different specs on there. But 15 doesn't feel like enough, so I'm just gonna have this and put that on there. Right? And now that we got that done and out of the way, we do the top ones, which ask for 22. So the top nuts up there asks for 22. I find it hard to believe the bottom one asks for 15. So grab some of your blue Loctite or thread locker, however you want to call it. Where did I leave that? Right here. I don't think I'll need it again. Yeah, I'll need the air suspension one, but that one, it's a little different. So, make sure you can see. Just take out whatever it came with. And then it already has self-locking bit in there. I don't know what to call it. It's this thing basically. And what it does is it grabs the line in a way that it won't let it leak air. Is it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this asks for 5 Newton meters. 5 Newton meters is not 25. How much is 5 Newton meters? Right. So I don't have anything that goes that low. So here goes the old Ooga Ooga. One never let me down. Only let the next mechanic down. Just kidding. Just barely any tension, if that's a reference to go by. 5 Newton meters is very low. So when anything's that low, hand tight is better than any other thing. But you just kind of put it in with a lot of pressure. Usually until the yellow mark meets right at the nut, and then you pull on it and you make sure everything's tight, and that's it. That's all you have to do to change the fitting. If you find yourself spraying this down and you see that this is leaking, you can just get yourself an O-ring about this size, and change it out and see if that helps. Usually the line doesn't leak if you don't. I don't know where this came from. Look at that. I didn't take that out. Usually the line doesn't leak unless you don't bend it the wrong way. So now that we got that out of the way, I need to get the upper control arm torqued down. But here's the thing, I don't have torque specs for that. I'll get them, but right now I don't have them, so let's put them up. This takes a little bit of force because you're fighting against the sway bar link. Use all the knee power you got. Whew. Okay. Ah, it's just spinning. Let's make sure we put some Loctite in there. Oh, great. I forget these things. Smaller. Am I looking at that right? Yeah, it's a... one of the old hex Allens, whatever you want to call them. That looks right. If you don't have an impact, you're probably gonna have to do this to take it out anyways. Is it my tightening? I don't think so. Let's see if we're like this. Yeah, then like this is tightening. See if we can find the torque specs for that real quick so we can do it without having to W221 upper control arm nut torque. Okay, so 20 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. Which 20 Newton meters? $177 inch-pounds. There's that. Degrees. We're starting right here. Should end about here. Ta-da. That's it. Alright, so we got that on. We got the hose that goes on. We got the clip for that. We torqued this down. I'll be back for that. That doesn't convince me. But Identifix sucks, so there's that. Don't ever get Identifix, kids. Alright, so I'm very glad I double checked because it was way wrong. It just didn't seem right. So the bottom 510, the bottom nut for the suspension, it takes 110 foot-pounds so it's quite good torque. Aha. There it is. 2 times. Make sure it wasn't a fluke. Alright, so let's see. Do I have? Yes, I do. I like to mark things just to make sure. There's that. There's that. Okay. Airline's on. 3 bolts torqued. Upper control arm bolt is torqued. Bottom strut is torqued. Cable is securely routed through all its clips. There's a clip on the connectors. So we're all done here. All that is left is to put the wheel on. Look at that. There's a screw on the tire. The last torque you'll need is for the wheels, and that is 110. So we can do that when the car is on the ground. Make sure the steering wheel is straight, because the bag will go down all the way once you lower the car. So since I have the comfort of having a lift, I'm not going to lower it all the way, just until that reaches. And we'll take this down quick. 1, 2, 3. And go back to the first one. Make sure you don't forget anything. And because I don't like seeing cars like this, I'm gonna use some simple green to clean the wheel. Note that if you have some powder coated rims, you do not want to use anything but water to clean the wheel. And that's speaking from experience, because it sucks. People don't understand, or mechanics I should say don't understand, is that when somebody spends money, they're already in a bad mood. Nobody likes spending money, you know? If we could just keep all the money we made, we would be the happiest people on earth. But we have to spend money. So when we spend money, we have to feel like our money went somewhere, you know? Like we did something with that money productive, something that made our life better. So with a lot of mechanic work, you do work that people don't see. You do things that when you're done, there's no way to tell, oh yeah, that guy fixed that, you know? So if you could just do one little thing to make that customer feel good about the money he just spent with you, because mechanics aren't cheap, you know, for good reason really. But all I'm saying is, if you could just do one thing to make that customer's day a little bit better after visiting your shop, they're gonna keep you as a mechanic for years to come. And it's just like that saying, teach a man how to fish and you'll feed him for a day, or give a man a fish and feed him for a day, or teach him how to fish and feed him for life. It's the same principle really. You get your money, you do things quick, but you don't care about the customer. You're getting a fish really. You're not learning how to fish. So doesn't that look so much better? Right, now let's get this started. Let me wash my hands. Let's get this started and make sure it goes up. Still need to lower it a little bit. Alright, so because it was constantly filling that bag to keep the car up in the air, I'm gonna guess that the compressor tank was empty. So it might take it just a second to bring the car up. And also, ABS, ESP, okay, I'll check that. Let's make sure. I can hear the compressor going, and there it goes. Let's say 2 fingers. Looks like this side's a little higher. So let's make the engine, the car rise all the way. Every single wheel. Looks about right. Let's lower it. Let's turn off the car. Turn it back on. I'll be back. I'll be back when it's all done. Alright, so 3 extra nuts. Not extra, they came with the... You saw. I don't need to explain to you. Sometimes it just takes a little bit to level out, and if I'm not mistaken, the ESP light is there because we disconnected the speed sensor, and these cars don't really ever go to sleep, so anything they see, even while the car is off, affect it. So what we're gonna do is go for a drive so the car can see that nothing's wrong with the sensors. Cooking. Why is it not? Just feel suspension out. Make sure nothing clanks. Nothing makes noise. Looks like one tire is low, so we'll fill that up. One tire is way overfilled. I'm guessing they knew about the nail. Let's see what this 5.5 liter can do. Ready? Wow. For a 5,500 pound car, that is very quick. Very, very quick. Looks like the wheel's not perfectly aligned. I'm gonna chuck that up to the tire being low. So just a very quick 5-mile test. Our braking, just make sure we don't hear any noises. Last thing we want is the customer to come back with a complaint. My car is making a noise it wasn't making before I dropped it off to you. This is why these test drives happen. So it seems like everything's good. Looks like the fault went away. And the only fault we have is the one for the tire. So I would call that a job well done. If you're having an issue where you do this and you're still leaking air, I would go ahead and put some soapy water right on the hose and see if you see any bubbles come out. I did that, nothing came out, so call that good. And yeah, So that was how to replace a front right strut, or front left, really, same procedure, on a W221 4matic. And if you have any questions, concerns, or you just like to tell me how much you like these videos, leave a like or a comment. Tell me how you feel, even if it sucks. All right, thank you guys, have a good one.